The spiritual narcissist is the modern day bully. It's good to see you all. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey and I make it relevant for everyday life people. Times have changed and we've become more of a conscious society working with information. And just like how times have changed, well, bullies have changed as well. Years ago, you might have had bullies in school. You might have grown up and, a bully would pick on kids that are smart in the class. Do you remember that years ago? They say, oh, you're so smart. And, like they would pick on the smart kids. They try to beat them up, tease them, make fun of them, right? Well, we live in a different society now. And also, along with that, bullies have changed. And in the modern day, the spiritual narcissist is actually the new bully. Several weeks ago, I did a world famous video and I stood out there and I shared with the world that within the spiritual communities, there are individuals that try to emasculate men. They try to weaken our men. And a lot of the concepts in spiritual communities within the spiritual matrix, they're actually backwards. And what you start to see is the veil that falls, and we're starting to see the truth. You're going to know people by their fruits. And, I'm very strong, and I share how we need to improve our lives in 3 phases. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. We have to do things that are true to ourselves, and let's live our lives in authenticity. So upon that video where I discussed how there are individuals in the spiritual communities, do you see them out there? They actually try to weaken men on purpose. They try to emasculate men on purpose. And I started to see the strange behavior of these spiritual scumbags, if you will. I put out this video and I stood in my truth and I stood up for our men. And I got this comment that started to come in saying, "You have a feminine chest. Yeah, you have muscles on your collarbone. You can't have a feminine chest. You're the devil." This is what really goes on out there, ladies and gentlemen. So we're starting to peel back the veil, and I'm going to break this down today. In the real world of fitness, some of you might be on your fitness journey. And actually, in the real world, it's actually very desirable. It's a very hard thing to train and develop what's called your incline or your upper pecs. And over the course of the years, it's a very difficult thing. And I've had my brothers in the gym. They come over to me. They say, "Bro, how do you get your incline like that?" And I show them my secret move, how I train my upper chest. We used to joke around in the gym. It's like a table. It's like a table. You could put your plate on it and eat off of it and set it down on a table. So it's actually in the real world, if you're in the fitness world, it's actually very difficult to train your incline chest around your collarbone. And because in the gym, it's actually a very a powerful place where people actually pick each other up. And, I mentor people. I show them my secret move. Would you like to learn about the secret move to build your incline chest? Let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll make a video on that as well. So for years, I knew how difficult it was, and it's something that I trained very hard. And it's something for men that actually train, it's actually very desirable to have a chest like that, a beautiful diamond chest up on the collarbone. Maybe you're a divine feminine. Maybe you appreciate actually a man with a strong chest. Maybe you want to rest your head upon the chest. Let us know in the comments. But here we have an example, a real life example of how individuals in the spiritual community, the spiritual narcissist is the modern day bully. And, on my journey, I look at this stuff and I almost say to myself, this is the literal inverted, this is like an inverted reality. Am I getting punked by these comments? But I like to play along. I like to see what they do. Brothers help each other out in the gym. And, as we start to peel back the veil of what's really going on in society, a few people shared this meme and they said what it's really like, when you work out and you become strong. And in the modern society, you actually, if you're a man and you're improving your life, you might actually come across women that actually try to attack you or tear you down. And your brothers in the gym, the meme was like the women were like being rude to the man. And then the guys in the gym were like, oh, what up, king? Maybe you've seen that meme. But this is actually going on in the world, where it's weak-minded individuals. What is an everyday life example of this, you might ask, Uncle Mike? So there is a man, his name is Jay Cutler. Some of you might know Jay Cutler. And Jay Cutler was a former Mr. Olympia. And he didn't win the most titles, but what Jay Cutler is known for is having the greatest comeback in history. And, he overcame, he finally started to win Mr. Olympia, and only 2 years he was the winner, and then he lost. And everyone said he will never come back. It's finished. They said he was going to be the next thing. He trained so hard, he came back, and it's known as the greatest comeback in history when it comes to bodybuilding. So after that, he became very popular. People really appreciated his hard work, the ethic that he did, everything he had to do to make a comeback. Well, a viral picture of Jay Cutler, and he talks about this because Jay does a YouTube channel as well now. They made fun of him by taking a picture of him, and some athletes, I don't do this, but they do something called an off season where they purposely gain weight, and they altered his picture to make him look really, really fat, and made fun of him, and they made the picture go viral. And he talks about it on his channel, and he's just like, yeah, listen, they alter it, and they made me look fatter than what I actually was. So these are the tactics. This is what actually goes on in the world right now. And this is what goes on in the modern age. Recently, in the comment section, I try to keep this channel at 100. People in spiritual communities, within spirituality, they take certain concepts and they try to invert them on you. So, I like to monitor, and I like to, take part of the comments in the comment section. Maybe you enjoy this channel. Why don't you scroll the comment section, be active in the comment section, and you'll see how a little microcosm of the world plays out there. Recently I also had this comment, and there was a troll trolling in the comment section, and I replied to it, and the response, repeated response, was, "You're in your ego, stop defending yourself." Yeah, this is what goes on in the spiritual community. The spiritual narcissist is the modern day bully. Can you imagine? You might be a person, an individual that's just starting out on your journey. You need to be strong. This is a channel of empowerment. Let's be the best version of ourselves. But you're seeing this, and it's taking place throughout society at this time. So, I get this a lot. People that can memorize all of these spiritual concepts, and this is this, and this is that. And I've shared this many times, okay? It's not about how, quote unquote, smart because you memorized something, right? It's about the actual truth, and the content of character trumps everything. Once again, the content of character trumps everything. In the past, you might have had bullies at school, right? Bullies that would pick on you. Was that you? I witnessed this growing up. Like people, they would say, "Oh, this kid in the class, He's smart. Let's pick on him. Let's bully him just for being smart. And we've learned over the course of time that they were picking on them because maybe they couldn't answer the questions on the test, you know, and they were taking out their frustration on the smart kid. So now in a social media world, you're going to have individuals that might see a very strong man, a man that's building, right? We can build. Real men build. We build bodies. We build a life. We build a community. Builders build. It's not just Bob the builder. I'm like Mike the builder. Yeah, I build everything. And you might be a man. You might be the divine masculine. And you say, I love to build things. I love to create things. That's how we bring it to this part of the reality. It's so important. And it's so important not to bow down to the spiritual narcissist. It's very cunning. They're going to say certain things. And they're going to emasculate our men. Right? And that message stays the same. It doesn't change. I've shared this on the channel many times. Never back down, double down. And that's how we live our everyday life. The truth doesn't have to be defended. It lasts the test of time. So you're going to see this when you go out there. People slander, people twist things, and they're actually going to try to emasculate our men. Okay, so you're going to see this out in spiritual communities, especially if you're a man. Okay, don't lift weights. Don't do this. Be weak. Sit on the couch. It's an inverted mindset. Years ago, JFK, John F. Kennedy, said the subject of physical fitness needs to be addressed. And now, in today's world, RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., is working on that as well. It's so important. It's so important to be healthy, to be strong, be the best version of yourself. The world has changed, and the bullies of the world have changed as well. Over the course of my life, I never tolerated bullies. And now we have a new bully. The spiritual scumbag. You know who they are. So if you're getting this message and you're on your journey, be the best version of yourself and know that I said, is this bizarro world? I couldn't believe the comments. I've been training for years, and I actually made it one of my strong points. And to see it's literally totally inverted. If you're a man and you train in the gym and you know what I'm talking about, you know, Jay actually posted a video and he explained how he trains his upper chest and what he needs to do. It's very difficult to do these things, but when you do the difficult thing, when you build yourself up, you're going to have others that try to tear you down. I hope that I could be a lighthouse for all of you. Never back down. Keep moving forward. Live in truth. And as David Goggins, some of you know David Goggins, put your life on a billboard. That's what I do. I put everything up on a billboard. Let the world judge it. You're going to see how these dirtbags, they start slithering away. Defend your people. Defend your family. And we need our men to rise up to defend the actual divine feminine. If you'd like to learn more about the truth about this spiritual awakening and the spiritual matrix, why don't you comment down below? We need more videos just like this one. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you benefited from this video in any form, why don't you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. Let's not be one-dimensional. Let's be three-dimensional. That's what actually happens when you train your chest like that. You make your chest become 3 dimensions. It's more dimensions, and they might trigger people, and they try to make fun of you. Daddy's home. Let's be better in 3 dimensions, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Let's raise our vibrational frequency. Let's be empowered. The world, as you can see, is out of balance. It's out of alignment. Let's get back into balance. Let's get back into alignment. If you're a strong man, I'm here to walk side by side with your brother. Maybe some people that are getting this message and you say, hey, this this guy's speaking the truth. Why don't you get out of the spiritual communities? Why don't you get into the gym? Why don't you meet people? You're going to see the love. It's unbelievable, the love that you get. It's a lot of things out there that are maybe strengthening people. People gaslight it because they don't want to put the work in, because they're getting triggered, because it's a reflection of them. As the defender of everyday life people, I love to put the spotlight. I love to be the lighthouse for other people. These are the things that really go on out there. So don't get lost. Don't back down. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. We have Facebook, TikTok, and Patreon. The links are in the description. And if any part of this video resonates with you, if you dealt with a similar situation within the spiritual communities, right? You know what goes on the internet, right? Why don't you comment that down below as well? Let's raise awareness. Let's shine the brightest light. When you shine the brightest light, there's actually nothing that they could do. So it's really unbelievable what you do see out there. It's like, it's bizarre. Remember Bizarro World? It's like the opposite. Are you witnessing that in the world as well? It's like, I'm like, this is the opposite of what is like the standard of fit. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, you ever see the emoji man? Sometimes when I see these people, I feel like that emoji man, you know, the guy that goes like that. It's unbelievable. So men, be strong. The divine feminine, you know, we're here, we're coming, and we're going to remove all this nonsense so that everyone could live their everyday life. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. That's all you could do, kid. Yeah. 3 phases here. Multiple dimensions. Not a flat plane. Not flat. Multiple dimensions. You got to love it. Oh, we're rising up, kid. I love you all. Share the shift out of this video. It's time to become the best version of ourselves.